Coming to you from the Nightbreed Studios, it's the Nightbreed Cast, with your hosts, Eyes Adrift and Avago.
Welcome to the Nightbreed Cast, Episode 8. I'm Eyes Adrift.
And I'm Avigo.
And we have a special guest today, D-Man.
Hi, Mom! I'm on YouTube!
It's good to have Dustin, or D-Man, on the show today. He's been wanting to get on the show. We couldn't get him on there last week because we kind of screwed up the time, but what are you going to do?
Right.
Start things off, let's see. We're going to talk about, Thanksgiving. It was fun. I had a good time. Ate a lot of food.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it passed. I didn't even realize. My bad.
Oh, that's cool. It's a United States tradition that we took this land for ourselves and all sorts of stuff.
Well, I'm from Canada, so just involves lots of beer drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, yeah, same here. It's just...
But that goes on here, too.
Yeah.
But you just have turkey with it.
Right, to offset the alcohol. But,
Right.
Av, how was yours?
It was good. I ate and fell asleep, so it was normal.
Pretty much, yeah. I'm not much of a...
Melatonin.
I'm not much of a sports guy at all, but I was pretty ecstatic because the Detroit Lions finally won.
Miracles do happen.
I know it was a pretty sick. I think it was like 40-10.
How the hell did that happen?
I don't know. It was nice. But that's enough about sports talk because we're not really a sports. The big announcement I've got is, and I hope my wife doesn't kill me for announcing this, is we are with child, and now she's about 10 weeks pregnant, and that's another gamer. So
that's right.
Oh
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh my god! Don't make me start crying, please.
So
You'll be a little gamer running around.
Little gamer, little eyes.
Oh my god! Don't let him dress like a panda.
No. All right, we'll kick this off. Hotkeys. 8 hotkeys. That's I'll let Av take this.
I was playing some other games and started thinking about this again, and so I started thinking about what could possibly be the reason for just 8 hotkeys. And to be honest, I can't come up with a good reason. Game controller compatibility, they already said that they've only thought about putting this out on PC, so that can't be it. Balancing for PvP, maybe I don't know. I mean, that just seems a little strange to me. That
there's other ways you can balance it.
Right. I mean, usually the best way to balance PvP is, instead of building a game where monsters are a separate type of entity, you build a monster just like you do a player character with the stats and have a good AI, and that way your abilities work the same, whether it's in PvP or against a monster. You don't have to change the power of an attack or anything because everybody has the same stats. That's how you balance PvP.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. No, I totally wholeheartedly agree that the monster should be an equivalent of the player if they're going to have a good game, like a flat leveling system and all that kind of stuff. You should have to use real skill, just like you're fighting another player almost.
Yeah.
Exactly. You need to be able to adapt to the AI because it's adapting to you, just like you would a player. I absolutely agree.
You should be able to read them and know their timing and know that you're a good tank because you've read that. You've fought one of these monsters before and you know how they fucking work.
Oh man, this is gonna make me think, isn't it? We are so fucked.
Oh yeah, we're screwed. The other thing that I really started thinking about is the fact so you have 4 weapon slots for the attacks, and then you have 4 class slots. And it just seems to me you're going to be spamming the same 4 attacks over and over again. And
no.
I've been playing games where you do a lot of that, and it gets boring. It's repetitive.
I beg to disagree. And if they do it right, the weapons will have combo trees, basically, where you grow that weapons attack. And it's not the same thing, or it's time-based, right? Where it's more interesting than just being a stupid monkey that presses the red button. But you can
still only have 4 on your hotbar at a time. It's going to be the same 4 attacks.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. I know that they're going to change over time as you grow in that skill tree, but you got to choose 4. See, those are activatables. You know what I mean? Sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. No, go ahead.
Those those are activatables, and they're probably all going to be like that, like activatable, to give your class that extra finesse, fabulous.
Right. So you got 4 attacks, and then you got 4 class slots, which can be utility, movement, something else, buff, maybe, I guess. I don't know. You're going to be using 4 attacks, and you might use some movement or utility abilities in there also, like if you have a character that's got a sleep or something like that for crowd control, or, maybe a rogue type character has like a teleport that teleports him behind the mob so he can backstab or something, but still is going to be 4 attacks.
With a game that is promoting freedom and choices, it seems very, very limiting in just that aspect.
Right. I would actually like to see my suggestion from before, and that is, if you're going to limit it to 8, allow me to pick and choose. Here's the only problem, though, is those 4 attacks are going to be weapon-based.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you should be able to put any combination on there. Like if I want to go all class, I should be able to put 8 class abilities on my hotbar. If I want to go all weapon skills, I can put 8 weapon skills on my hotbar. The whole 4 and 4 thing,
it's a downer.
You're right.
I think it's going to get boring.
Right? Like, how do you do the mage thing? And I don't know if you guys played that game, Vindicals, but they fucked up mages. It's kind of stupid,
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean, it just seems really. I don't know how they're going to do it, so I can't really say it's going to suck or not. But it just seems very limiting to me, and I like choices. I don't like being limited.
You remember the video back in the reveal when they were fighting? They had 4 mages, 4 tanks, or whatever, and they all seem to be doing the same exact fucking moves, the same exact ones. So
it could be because they didn't have anything built out yet.
That's
abilities and attacks. It's a demo.
Doesn't mean shit, really. It doesn't mean shit. That's just up there for show.
Yeah,
well, I mean, the way I look,
You're just trying to show off,
Right. So you're gonna have 4 slots, right? And I guess you put a weapon in there, and then you're gonna have 5 tiers. So hopefully they'll have more than just 5 different abilities in a tree. So it won't be just whatever that would be, 20 total. You'll be able to choose maybe a path. I don't know. We've talked about this before. Yeah.
Have you ever played Soul Calibur, where you feel your weapon, where you actually have an emotion attached to the way that character plays? Like something plays very flowing, and something plays very grabby and smashy. You know what I mean? I really want that feel. I want them to scrap their fun filter and get into the emotional impact filter.
Right.
You know what I mean?
This is kind of, before we started the cast, what I was talking about with the EverQuest 1 classes. They had very distinct feel and play style. It was very distinct, and very few MMOs today, Soul Calibur sounds like it was one of them, do that. It's like they try to make everything the same, and everything just kind of mushes together. I mean, it's a caster, or throws spells, or it's a hunter that does ranged attacks, but it's all the same.
Yeah, it's just a data stream. That's
right.
Why tab-herding games are stupid, because there's no more you playing the game, it's playing itself.
It's kind of what I was talking about with, in EverQuest, you had necromancers. So necromancers were very good at dots and fearing, and they would reverse kite mobs with their pet.
Yep.
And then you had your druids that would kite mobs, so they would have them chase around, and they would dot them and hit them and then run around. And then you had your wizards who could quad kite multiple mobs correctly. I could never do it. I always died. But they all had their distinct play styles and feel, and you could play it pretty much any way you wanted. But it had a feel, it had an emotion, I felt like a necromancer when I played a necromancer.
Yeah, and I was thinking about the whole class thing, and I just separated everything, because I'm going to be making a game out of this. I separated everything and took a hard look at healers are overpowered in games that are supposed to be flat leveling systems. It's not really cool that you can just instantly fucking bring someone right up in front of the enemy. If you're dealing with this flat leveling system, you have to look at everything, not just toughness and damage, but you got to look at those other classes like healing. You can't have stacking healers because it's unfair. Extra Credits did a great thing on counterplay, right? Where there should be an equal and opposite reaction to every action, I guess you could say, right? It made sense. It's like chess. There's no perfect solution, only something that's working for you at the time. I really want want to see that chess aspect. You know, if someone's doing this thing too much, you know, you bring in a bunch of mages and then just blow the crap out of them.
Right. I'm not really sure I follow when you say stacking healers.
Oh, I can't. I play a healer and I play a friggin' engineer, and it's not right. Right. What I can do is not right, and it's babysitting. I'm really sick of sitting in a room just friggin' babysitting people. Like, here's some Pampers. Go ahead, go out there and friggin' kill a bunch of people. Come back to me, and I'll give you some more Pampers. Like, gotcha. I'm on strike as an engineer in PlanetSide. I'm on strike. It's fucking strike. Okay, I'm not gonna do it anymore. I'm sick of sitting there for 4 hours and just healing maxes. Anyone that plays PlanetSide knows what I'm talking about. They're power armor suits. Okay, and it's not fun for me. Right? I have a gun. I should be out there planting bombs and stuff that I really signed up to be a friggin' engineer for. Not sitting in a room constantly repairing max units for 5 or 6 hours. Right. So
yeah, I think I get what you're saying. So basically, because you play an engineer, because of the way
I didn't sign up for that. I want to blow up things and build things.
It's the way the game has made it and the way people view the class. You're stuck in a room.
Like typecasting.
They won't. Yeah, basically it's kind of a lot of games have this issue.
And you
with
feel
a certain
bad.
Class.
I feel bad when I say fuck this shit, man. I'm freaking going out and shotgunning someone in the face. I don't give a fuck how many of you maxes are waiting for me. Right. I'm going to go out and have fun.
Right. So basically, you know, it's like in some games where you have a class that people don't want to play with because it can't do what they want it to do, or like in some guilds where they say, well, you have to play this class and you have to play it this way, otherwise
that's
you're
bullshit.
out.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on these idiots that try to have specs for people online. I've looked at these specs and they are fucking morons. Right? Do not take anyone else's but your own opinion on an ability.
Right.
I mean, you can ask for input,
play it the way you want to have fun. I mean, geez.
Because I've slaughtered them.
Right.
These guys in WoW that have this perfect spec shit, I stomp their head into the ground. All right. I build games like that, so I can do the math for my own character, you know, and I don't want anyone telling me how to friggin' you know,
min-max. Right.
Yeah, I know how to min-max. Trust me.
Well. Yeah, I mean, I basically think, though, one of the things that's going to help EverQuest next with that is the fact that you can multi-class.
Exactly. No, can I say something?
Yeah.
Imagine, they're probably going to do this anyway. I mean, it's like me and Dave are on some sort of psychic link to each other, right? Seriously. If you could work on different races the same way that you work on different classes and then mix and match, like, you don't want to be a Ratonga tank. Even though, if they did it right, they could make a Ratonga tank more dodgier. It doesn't get hit as much as someone that is really big, right? And they should have that dynamic sort of math in there, where if you're Darren McPherson, like, here's the scenario. Everyone in SOE pulls out the fucking Nerf guns and pulls out the friggin', you know, the Nerf bats and all that and has an actual fucking fight. Poor Darren is going to get, you know, all the bullets because he's bigger. Right? You know, people will be jumping on his back and trying to get him down first because he's the biggest guy. So if they could have proper dynamically, you know, relevant shit like that, where you see a Rankar and a player playing a Rankar and have the little guys, you know, just to like swarm his ass and shit like that, right? And have it be dynamic.
Right. No, I agree. I'm sick of these games that basically you pick a race and it doesn't matter. It doesn't really affect the play of the class.
You just look big. It doesn't actually mean you're big. You're just a bunch of statistics, and it doesn't mean fuck all.
And I don't like that. I'm sick and tired.
Here's
what I'm sick and tired of.
Thank you.
I'm sick and tired of the nerfing and, well, this class can do this, so I want to be able to do this. I should be able to do this as good as that other. No, a class is there because it's got a certain play style, and certain classes in PvP, I don't
you
play
believe
PvP.
in and you love.
Right. They should be able to kick another class's ass every time. Like Rogue, they can stealth. So maybe they're good at like one-shotting with a backstab the mages that can keep other classes at bay. I mean, that's what they're there for. That's why you have different classes with different abilities. That's what balance is. Balance isn't every class being able to do everything equally well. That's bullshit.
Well, check this out. In my books, there is an equal and opposite class, basically. there's a Bane class for everything. I don't gotta pull up my notes, but a fighter kills mages? Yeah. No, they fight. Fighter kills scout, scout kills healer, healer kills mage, and so on and so on and so on. So there's those classes that you steer away from because it's chess, right?
Right.
You know, this class is good at kicking my ass, so I steer away from it because it's good counterplay to have this sort of chess effect going on.
Exactly.
I love you all.
The only issue is going to be that now with EverQuest Next, there's not going to be so much of that because you can actually do your own balancing by taking a class and
it's going to be more
and get those abilities. It is, but you can basically do the balancing yourself. So each, like, say, if I go straight healer,
it should be about individuality and what you like.
It's going to be one type of play style, but then
preference.
What if I go, okay, so I'm going to throw some rogue in there, so now I'm a healer that can actually stealth.
You're not going to know what you're fighting up against until you fight.
Right, somebody comes at me and all of a sudden, boom.
I'm running away.
I'm in the shadows, you know. Nobody can see me because I'm invisible now.
It's going to be very interesting.
I've looked at their schematics for how they're going to be doing this. I hope to God they have combo systems because they're going to fucking need it to keep people entertained.
With the combat,
yeah. I won't play a game that is tab targeting where I'm just an irrelevant monkey that fucking has no fucking real bearing over my character.
Yeah, I'm very much against any game that, like, say, a hunter in WoW, you know, in order to get the maximum DPS, you have to have a specific rotation. I'm like,
macros.
How is that fun?
No, it's not. You're not playing the game. It's playing itself. And that's what bothers me about tab targeting games, and it makes me disgusted, and it makes me actually delete those games. I mean, I got into Rifts. I got in, I was like, oh, it's got some cool freaking character shit. I got in, tab targeting, fuck you, I'm out of here. And tons of my friends totally agree. Back in the day, it was fine because latency and all these kind of technical issues, like back in like EverQuest 2 kind of days, it was totally acceptable, but nowadays it's just a tool. Now check this out. I know I sound like a crazy person when I say this, but there's a conspiracy going on between gold sellers and character growers and those douchebags and the company taking a cut. You can't tell me there's not a freaking greedy company that took a cut off of these people growing that kind of market stuff, all right? And you can't tell me that the devs couldn't actually go in and check the data and eliminate their asses.
They can, but I mean, once they build the game, they let go half of their force, so they don't have as many eyes.
They're taking a cut. Conspiracy. I'm a fucking nerd and I see a fucking conspiracy from a mile away, alright? I'm telling you. This shit's happening. You can't tell me there's not a dev that's like, oh, I'll make a tab targeting game so these people can fucking farm gold and we can, you know, take a cut of it. And if they were actually smart, they would block those people and do it right. And just give people a little leg up and control that market. But they're not smart. Dumbasses.
Not you guys at SOE. You guys are doing everything A-okay so far.
Oh, don't make me kiss your bunghole.
Ew. Okay.
Anyway,
so
we should move on because that was about 20 minutes on one subject. How do you create an online community? The definition of community, a feeling of fellowship with others as a result of sharing common attitudes, interests, and goals, and creating memories.
We're talking about warmth. I love you because of you.
That fuzzy feeling you get when you log in. That anticipation you feel as you're typing in your password and then you get pissed off at yourself because you typed it in wrong because you're a dumbass! You know? Then you finally get it right.
Baby.
And then you get in and it's cool. I'm sorry, going on. Create an environment that allows players to create lasting memories. That's what I was getting at. Go on, Av.
When we were playing Star Wars Galaxies, the thing that I remember the most is I never thought about, oh God, I need to log into Star Wars Galaxies because we need to do this raid.
Right.
It was, I want to log into Star Wars Galaxies because I want to hang out with my friends.
That's exactly
what
it was.
What we're gonna get into. I mean, sometimes we would have a raid or something that we were gonna do, but that was cool. But it was something that we did as a group.
On our time. What was it, Dustin?
Well, I gotta say about this subject, the way to generate memories, listen to me, devs, is fear. All right? Fear generates memories. No, I can't tell you how many times I've been in Planetside and I've been chased by like a bunch of friggin', shit that's gonna kill me, right? And I remember that, right?
Right.
You need to scrap
exactly
the
what you're
fun
saying.
filter and get the emotional impact filter in.
Right.
That's what I use for my game. game.
One of the
Right?
things that I've actually been thinking about that, like back in EverQuest,
Fear generates memories. That's all
there
I'm saying.
there was none of this. A mob was on a leash, and if you get so far away, it stops chasing you. Oh no, that mob would chase your ass until you got you. If you could run it, and you got so much distance between you and the mob, it would stop. But if it was like right on your ass, it would chase you and beat you in the ass all the way to the zone.
That's
line.
awesome.
And I can't count the number of trains in dungeons where you like
Anarchy Online.
Literally, you would zone in, and then you'd hear choo choo because somebody's yelling because they're running like orcs or whatever to the zone, and just line after line, or like in Unrest, they'd say hag to the zone. There was this freaking caster in EverQuest that would just nuke your ass dead. And anytime the hag came out, almost everything from the mansion would come out at once. So it was this mad dash for the zone, and it was, your heart started racing. And those are the things that I remember. And I really hope that they take care of mobs and that whole chase thing with AI. I am sick and tired of mobs being on a leash and they won't go so far from where they are.
Yeah.
I want that mob to chase my ass until I either outdistance it or it kills me.
Don't worry about that, because even if they fuck up everything and they add tab targeting and all that kind of shit, I will make it kick ass. I will make those fucking mobs come after your ass, and there'll be friendly fire, and there'll be fucking collision, and there'll be all that shit that scares the living shit out of you, because I want to generate fear, because you'll remember that fear. All right.
Right. And that's just one of the things that creates
I gotta
memories.
make this point. Okay, if there was a mob hiding in a bush somewhere, don't put a fucking name tag over its head so I know it's hiding in a bush, alright? Please, devs. None of this, get out of the way, guys, I'm gonna shoot a fireball. It's supposed to be an enemy, and he's like, oh, don't stand here, I might hurt somebody, you know what I'm saying? Don't want to hurt anyone here, I'm the enemy.
Right.
Kind of pisses me off. It's stupid.
Right.
You want to talk about breaking immersion? Put a fucking big bunch of indicators everywhere and...
Yeah, exactly. So the other things that really define community are those basically allowing players to create their own memories and build their own reputation in game. Anything that builds rep. And I guess one of the things that can really kill community is instancing.
Yes. Oh my god.
Let's not get
instances
started.
it's freaking horrible. I mean, that kills community because then it's a pain in the ass. Yeah, if you go into a dungeon and there's 4 other groups in there, or there's a whole guild in there, sure. But it sucks to begin with. But that's also a memory that you've just created, because now you're seeing people all over this, and you might start recognizing people. So maybe the next time you'll hang out with that guild, 2 guilds will get together and doing raids together. Or
exactly.
Whatever. Who knows?
Remember when I talked to you guys about how to do guilds, right?
Right.
Well, I don't want anyone to be sick, because let me put it this way: some people want to fly under their own flag, but if you let flags join up under one banner, you know what I'm saying? You can create an army of people that just doing their own thing. No one's affected by anyone else's reputation or whatnot, right?
I'm all for alliances.
We're all flying under the same banner. We're all on the same team, but we hold our own flag.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, I think this is it. It would be a good way for, like, you could have smaller guilds and then have an alliance where, like, you have your guild chat, then you have an alliance chat.
It's a fucking army, dude.
Right, and then like if you have
play
raids,
some PlanetSide, man. It's pretty simple. We're all on the same team. Hundreds of thousands of motherfuckers, all just fighting for the same fucking cause, right?
Right.
And I think PlanetSide 1 is probably the most relevant game ever that should have been copied and pasted and just put up on this huge pillar for the right way to do fucking PvP in the game. Okay, it fucking mattered what they did. All right, it changed everything for everyone when just one guy went off and did his own thing.
Right.
I can't drill this hard enough to the head, but it destroyed every other shooter game for me because they're so irrelevant and have no real meaning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's just you go around shooting people That's about it.
I spent $70 on, what was it, Battlefield. It was crap.
You poor bastard.
It just had no meaning. It's just the same crap over and over and over again.
Right.
I spent a bunch of money on Grand Theft Auto, and it's auto-targeting, aimbotting crap.
By the way, if you're looking for a
country.
PlayStation 4, Amazon.com right now, it's available.
What?
Yep.
Speaking of
Of
consoles,
course, I don't get a bonus until next Friday. Damn it.
I gotta say this for SOE. The biggest downfall of consoles is the control device. And if they want to see specs on a really good control device, I'm saying really good, where you can play any game, I got it for you.
Okay.
No. Listen, you remember those old ball mouses where you use your thumb with a ball?
Yeah, trackball. Yeah, I hate those things.
Add that to the control device.
No!
You can add your
Why?
balls
Separately.
to a control
You can
device?
still use the stick,
What?
but there'll be a ball device there.
I don't know
Or you
where
can
this
play-
conversation is going. Balls and sticks.
Where you can play with the
hell?
balls.
Use your
Play with
stick!
balls.
Play with your stick and balls. Rip twigs together.
Yeah, but have you played a flying game
Twigs
with the
together.
balls?
Oh,
I
God.
don't know where this is going.
This is going straight to hell.
This is going. Are you kidding? SOE should hire me for coming up with the ball playing thing.
So we should hire all of us because we're awesome.
You'll be hired. Trust me.
Oh God, I don't know. They might go. We're not going to hire those guys. They play with their balls too much.
They rub them together.
Give me a break.
You're
Every
going to cause
programmer plays
fires.
with
It's a
their
fire
thing.
hazard.
Every programmer plays with their fire hazard. Come on. Now. This is some tech news for all you fucking geeks. First of all, there's going to be a fucking neurological or a straight up brain to computer technology coming in. Watch Ted's talk. There's going to be light speed technology coming out. I'm saying it uses LEDs and it's at light speed. There's going to be fucking like holographic technology. It's not really holographic. It's just projection screen kind of stuff, but it'll read all your friggin' kind of shit like that. But
That's gonna make
the one
porn so
thing
much better.
I'm scared shitless of.
Oh God, have you seen the porn machine for the Oculus Rift?
Yes.
I told you about this. I was like,
Gone
what?
wrong. Gone wrong.
I'm like, oh boy, it had to happen.
You're like, I'm gonna get this fucking thing as soon as it hits the shelves.
I love
It's
you,
mine.
Grandma.
Yeah, put that on your Christmas lists.
So let's get down to the point. If they got giant races,
What is the point?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
But this is
either.
my point right now. Alright? What if they did have, like, what I'm gonna do in my game? If they give me the fucking tools, I'm gonna have, like, fucking big races and small races, right?
Yeah.
So,
Right.
what if you could ride Darren?
I don't know about you guys, but
But
I
even
would
more
like
than
to ride
that,
Darren.
We're not gonna go there.
What if he had places for you to ride him as a Ratanga? Like he's got like Spitfire turrets and shit that you could arm yourself and you can get on his back and fucking shoot that shit. You know what I mean?
What?
He's
I
got a
don't know where
backpack.
this is going.
Darren, do you have some sort of weapon capabilities on your back that we don't know about?
Because that's gonna happen in my game.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna make a big giant of Darren and just ride him. I'm gonna ride him. I could see old me just totally on Darren's friggin' back.
Yeah, you know what? The next round table with those two together, that's probably gonna happen.
It's totally Thunderdome. 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 I just want to drive him.
You make me so happy,
Let's
Darren.
get it on.
Let me mount ya. Okay,
Oh,
hey, let's get
God.
back to EverQuest next here.
Right.
Okay, so we need common game goals to get people to make those memories together.
I'll give you some real game goals. If you can fix a bug in EverQuest, I'll give you fucking free station cash. Like if the devs say, dude, that helped me, I'll give you fucking station cash.
Right.
What? We could have a game show where I got it in my notes somewhere. Rage quit and win. Something pissed you off. Something pissed you off, and you're like, "This is how you fix it, you motherfuckers."
Rage, quit, and
You know what
win.
I'm saying? The fucking stupid dickhead devs.
Sounds like this is a normal night in our guild chat.
Yes, it is. Instead of a show, you have entered a normal conversation.
I'd like to see something constructive. That's all.
Right. Yeah.
If something's really pissing you off as a gamer, bring it in. I'll give you $15 station cash if you fix it.
When the game comes out and we discover these bugs, we will definitely discuss them on the show and have some sort of community relation type thing, I think.
It's Bob Barker.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to have a lot of fun, my friend.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Going with the common game goals and building community, allow players to build together, build cities, build towns, build guild halls.
Build storyline, though. This is my point. Let's build storyline. Let's get the community together. Let's actually connect with the fucking developers and make something really big happen. Now I can spell it all out for everyone, but let's just say you're the background actors. This is the biggest point of what I'm gonna do. I want every player to be a background actor and actually affect what happens in the whole entire fucking universe, basically, or the world. That's the way to do fucking storyline, where you can see yourself as a grandpa saying to your kids, check that out, Sonny. That was me back in the old days. Yeah. I used to walk 10 miles. You know what I mean? It has to be relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Storyline has not been relevant until I talk to the friggin' devs and make it relevant.
So have in place in the game, if a major game-changing scenario happens, have a museum.
Relevant.
Yeah, like the rally points. I think they should have a way of, like we've talked about this, like what D-Man was saying, to document that and then have a way that,
new players can see it.
Document is the right word, because
you can
now
also see exactly who was involved, and and this also kind of goes to what we were talking about last week or the week before, where it would be really nice to be able to do in-game footage.
Yep.
Like if our guild does a raid, but not
they talk
just
about
share that
permanent
outside
change.
a game, right? But we be able to actually have our own guild history vault where we can store that in game, and then people can watch that.
Talk about permanent change. This is the only game I would give this to, because this is actually kind of safe for my game, but this could turn into a seriously big deal.
Oh, absolutely.
Just think about an ongoing storyline that is affected by the players and accentuates the fact that they changed the storyline in some way. You know what I mean? Where the story arc changes and it switches. I think that's the best way to get someone like me to actually give a fuck about the storyline, right? Where it has a fucking actual bearing on what's going on with the world.
Right, because the actual gameplay and say I don't know, the building of Kinos or whatever, that's a rally point.
So not have it like the Mass Effect series where you do all these decisions in Mass Effect 1 and 2 and think that's going to affect the outcome of the game in the third one and the series, but no matter what you do, same exact fucking outcome. So don't make it a Mass Effect.
Is trying to basically, so you have to do all of these different things, like gather resources to help build the town, fight off, creatures, or, the Goblin King because he doesn't want the town there, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Those things, those are the kinds of things that are going to make memories for people, because it's lasting change. Either the players are going to win and fight back the Goblin Horde, or they're going to lose and Kinos is going to get destroyed and never get built, and that is a permanent change, like what D-Man is talking about. And then you document who was involved and who did what. It could be quite awesome.
You could. We're going to go ahead and move on to some information about EverQuest next that we found out. D-Man brought it to my attention, and then it was confirmed in PC Gamer Mag. We have more classes that are revealed. We'll go one by one. The first one is a cleric. Wields either a two-handed hammer or a hammer and shield. Buffing and protecting allies is the typical clerical duty.
I got a lot to say about this.
All right, but these magic men and women do it with the power of fire, which gives them some killing power too.
Fire in my loins.
We'll go ahead and let you two
I hear
fly
they have a
off.
cream for that. I'm a little bit disappointed. I mean, it's kind of cool. I don't see the gameplay yet, but like in the original EverQuest, a cleric actually had flavor because it was a cleric. They did two things. They basically were good at healing, and the same weapons. They wore plate. Want two-handed hammer shield, mace shield, whatever. It was a blunt weapon and a shield. But the one thing that clerics do, and that I've always identified with clerics, is the fact that they're good at fighting undead. That's what clerics do. I mean, it's the whole D&D model.
I don't even know where they came from. It's kind of weird.
Right. Yeah, they're trying to get away from D&D, but I think getting rid of class flavor is a bad idea. I think going with the typical cleric is a good thing, and then if you want flavor, have variations on clerics, holy men, what have you. I don't know. It sounds like it's more of a vanguardish type of cleric.
Right. When I first heard of clerics was back when I watched Equilibrium. I'm like, awesome, I want to be one of those guys, but no, apparently you heal.
Right.
I have a lot to say about this. When they asked about morality, you know what I mean? Morality. You know, a witch hunter isn't very the most. I mean, they burn people at the stake. These people are not. People think that they're good and holy, but the truth is that a crusader would burn your mother, or not even that, throw them in the lake, and if they actually survived, would burn them because they were declared a witch or whatever. So if your mother actually survived, they would kill her anyway.
Yeah, with fire, which is where they get the fire from.
This is the reason for dark paladins or people that want to fight back, right? Because this is moral. This is really can't stress this enough. But all the great heroes in the world are gray area heroes. The Hulk, you know, there's just tons of them, right? There's just tons of them. Who's to say I can't be an orc that loves pink bunnies and just wants to save the world?
Absolutely.
And who's to say, like Hellspawn, he's supposed to be a fucking evil person, but he's not. So I give to you people free will, right? Every single intelligent race should have free will to decide if they're going to be good or bad.
Right.
And it's what makes good character creation, you know?
Right.
And you'll be able to do that with the faction base, you know, if they do the faction right.
You know what I would like to see?
Hellboy.
Here's what I would like to see.
Hellboy is not... Yeah,
I've already watched it. Watched the first one and the second one, which wasn't very good. But anyway, so
I love the actor.
I would like. Awesome.
I would like to see three things with characters. I want the race to matter with the class and have it affect the gameplay. I want to see the class matter and affect the gameplay. And with clerics, and maybe with other classes too, I would like to see deity choice have a huge effect on how a cleric plays. That would be really nice. So you have a cleric, and then you have this pantheon of deities that you can choose from.
Yeah, that's cool.
That changes the spells, the style of play. I mean, you could be a cleric of an evil god.
It's like the Force almost, you know?
Right, yeah. Or you could be one of, who knows? It would be nice, and it could change the gameplay. That would be cool. That would add real flavor to the cleric.
And
because
it would add you.
Right, because you could choose the deity that you identify with, and
I might be a hellspawn, but doesn't make me evil. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yep.
It's the gray area, bro, and it's the best type of. I mean, every story. I love the Hulk, right? And in every good story, it's all about his in between gray area.
His struggle trying to maintain control.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I want to be able to build a character. I don't want to just choose.
They want to do it right. You know, they gotta let people have freedom, not like World of Warcraft, where you're just a monkey pressing a red button.
Right.
But have freedom to choose. Right. Because humans hate not having freedom.
Absolutely.
Right.
We're going to move on to the next revealed class, the Necromancer. Wielding a tome or a dagger and focus object, the Necromancer summons destructive chaotic energies and comes with a companion, a monstrosity that grows in power with its master.
I love necromancers. I love the EQ necromancer. I love the flavor of it. They fear, they raise the dead, they can control the dead, etc., etc. In fact, they were kind of almost like clerics in the fact that they could affect undead. They could affect undead like clerics could in EverQuest.
They're on the death side.
But they're on the death side of it, exactly. And what I'm hoping, and here's what I'm hoping, I actually thought about this, so it actually sounds like they may be going more towards the Vanguard style of necromancers, which I don't like. I think...
I never played it.
Yeah, to me, the necromancer in Vanguard felt more like a mad scientist that put together this creature. That's not what a necromancer is. A necromancer raises things from the dead and controls them to do his bidding.
You're basically Frankenstein.
Right, and that's not what a necromancer should be. That's just wrong. This is not a science fiction game. This is a fantasy game.
And for you people, if Frankenstein was the creator, it's Frankenstein's monster that was the monster. Just in case you're a little little confused.
He's not a monster. He was misunderstood, like me.
Like anybody.
So if they take the monster that you control and make it choosable, or basically so I can choose what kind of monster it is, like a zombie or a skeleton or whatever, instead of this monstrosity looking thing.
You're gonna love my game.
I think it would be much better.
Check this out. A module pet where you can really just pull an arm off of some other creature you found and strap it onto your freaking nasty little beast. Where that actually has bearing though over how it fights. And shit, like if you rip a fucking arm off a wolf, it'll actually do something. It'll change the way it functions. Not only that, tree systems. I mean, best ever pet I ever seen in any game was Hellgate London, the engineer. It had better armor than I did. I literally took my armor off and gave it to him. I literally took my sniper rifle off and gave it to him. I literally took the best gear off of my friggin' all my characters and gave it to this robot. And I was scared shitless of it. If that thing turned on me, I would be dead. Guaranteed.
Right.
That bitch was modular and it had modified slots and it would kill in a second.
Yeah, the ones in Vanguard also had that, where you would cannibalize a corpse and see if you could get something off of it that you could use for your pet. My biggest issue is that it needs to feel like undead. It doesn't need to feel like some thing. You're not a mad scientist. That's my biggest point. It has to feel more like a magical fantasy style of pet, not
you
mad
want
scientist.
Alchemists to be their own thing, and you want undead people to stitch their own creatures together.
The next class is the Beast Lord.
No.
If you are a fan of trampling and savaging, the Beast Lord's furry friends make excellent companions. You can do your own savaging too, with a flail and shield combination or a spear for medium range attacks. You have the floor.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So I love this class in EQ. In fact, when it came out in the Luckland expansion, I switched to that, and that's all I played. It was my highest level character was a Beast Lord. It was a hybrid monk class that dual wielded and sometimes used a two-handed like staff. Never used spears really, and you could use a shield, but why when you can dual wield? It didn't make any sense. They basically completely changed this class to be basically a fighter that has a pet. So I guess my big issue is, why are you calling it a Beast Lord when you've had him in EQ, you've had it in EQ2, and now it's something completely different? Yeah, I know they're changing the lore, but I think a lot of people are going to be upset because it's not going to play like the other Beast Lords in other games. I hope that the pet is something that you can tame and is more changeable than it was. Like the original EverQuest, you chose a race because each one had a specific pet. That like the Bashir, they used a tiger. The barbarian Beast Lords had a wolf.
Every race should have their own race pet.
Right. I think ogres had an alligator.
The problem is they didn't have any relevance, though. They didn't actually attack anyone.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. The Beast Lord, their pets actually did damage. Yeah, it was a huge part of their power. It was actually one of the game mechanics. I was an okay Beast Lord until some dude said one thing to me. He said, I look at my pet as an alternate hit point bank, because Beast Lords could actually heal too. So you could heal your pet. So basically take the aggro and do damage, right? And when your hit points got down, you had your pet go in there, get aggro back, and then you can heal yourself. And then by the time that's done, heal your pet back up and go back in there. I mean, you could fight all kinds of crap. A lot of people got pissed because they were overpowered.
Healing is overpowered, and these devs need to realize that if you're gonna have a flat leveling system, you gotta look at the other classes too, okay? You can't have healers instantly bringing people back to life. Instantly, though, like at full health. You can't have...
Right. Well, in EverQuest, there was no instant healing. So basically, the bigger the heal, the longer it took to cast. So you had full hit point heals, but it took 8 to 10 seconds to cast. So unless you cast it at the right time, the tank could go down.
Right, and being a tank,
that makes good counterplay. That is
right.
Sorry, Isodrift. Isodrift hasn't said shit. It's just been me and fucking Avago going at it.
Yep.
Come, brother, bring it on.
Being a tank, though, I want my healer to be overpowered, but I know it's not fair, and I won't whine or bitch or complain when they make him the way.
Dude, it's not right. right when I can take on like 20 people and they can't kill me because I can heal myself instantly.
Right.
Once I get down to like one, you know what I mean? It's
Right.
wrong.
Yeah,
I would like to see
Sorry,
more.
Eyes. I know you're my favorite tank and everything, but
it's cool as long as the healers
spirit
know
of
their shit
being
in the new
fair,
system.
let's just say in the spirit of being fair, having stacking healers and having insta-gib heals hurts. It's not good counterplay, right?
I don't think stacking healers is an issue.
Oh, it is, dude.
No,
it's
not.
Dude,
because you can't say if you have multiple healers in a group that they can't heal the same target. That's bullshit.
It's like having the same No, okay. Let's take
what you're saying.
Do you want 2 doctors working on your guts at the same time?
Yes.
It's not the same thing.
With different opinions on how to take care of your liver or spine?
Well, those would be 2 different doctors, but
no, I just don't want to. I play a healer and
I do too.
And I know how overpowered I am. So I'm admitting it to the whole entire world, 10-1, I'll take you all in.
Right.
Because you can't kill me. And that needs to be dealt with.
It does. And EQ dealt with it in a very good way. And that was the bigger the heal, the longer the cast, and the more mana it took. So you actually had to make the decision, okay, do I put a heal over time on him? Do I do a medium or a small heal? Aggro also mattered, so that, if you were constantly healing a target, guess what? You would get more and more and more aggro, and that mob would jump off the tank and jump on you. So you not only had
to... That's AI stuff. That's good stuff.
Absolutely. So you not only had to watch your mana, you had to watch the tank's health.
To watch yourself.
And you had to watch what you were doing. You could not pull aggro. And in fact, the AI is going to be even worse.
No more Pampers.
Right, exactly, because it's going to probably see that you're healing and it's going to go, oh, well, I need to kill this guy first. He's healing these guys that are killing me.
And, I can already see what's going to happen. Av is going to constantly scream at me to get these guys off of him. Constantly.
I'm not doing your job, damn it.
As soon as the mob turns to look at him, eyes, where are you? Get him.
What I'm talking about is, okay, so if you have 2 druids, right, and they're both casting the same heal over time spell.
This is what I'm talking about.
That should not stack. That should not stack. But if you have a druid and a cleric, they are not the same. They should stack.
Their buffs should stack? I mean, that's fair.
Buffs should stack, and the heal should stack. Because if one is casting just regular heals, no. If that's bullshit, because if you have 2 wizards casting fireballs, they both do damage, or do you just want one to do damage? It's bullshit.
I hear your total concern, and I've done the math, but it's not fair it's not good counterplay to have 2 healers to make someone invincible, and that's what happens, right? I played a healer long enough to know that
you
when
go
you
after
got
the healers, not the tank.
But that's bullshit, because then the 2 healers start focusing on each other and you can't kill them, right?
Why not?
You're indestructible as a healer. There needs to be a line drawn where there's no insta-gib.
This is where game mechanics come in. It's called silence. It needs to be
slow, regenerative.
Called stun. No, sorry. It depends on the healing class.
I know. I totally disagree. I love that we're having a great disagreement conversation.
It depends on the healing class. You can't have every healing class have the same type of heals. You have different, because why have different healing classes? Because they all play the same.
Do you remember Vitaea from the original EverQuest? Vitaea was probably the cheapest fucking heal I ever fucking seen in my life. Okay, basically what it did was every time a monster hits you, it would heal back a certain amount of healing points, which made it kind of stupid. I mean, it made you invulnerable.
You talking about EQ2 and the reactive heals?
Yeah, clerics. It was wrong. It was just wrong. All right, unless they were doing a certain amount of damage over you, they'll never kill you ever, because you got this Vitaea thing on you that does heals every time they hit you.
I don't remember that from the original EverQuest.
And a little beef I got with you guys. Oh yeah. I'm bringing up the friggin' serious shit, man, and go play some darts. Is that you think most fans want tab targeting? Me and Ov had this, and I took it to heart. I was like, I went and asked all my friends, all of them that played.
All your friends are PvPers. We are not PvPers.
No. These are all friggin' EverQuest fans. They're not PvPers, right?
Did they play on PvP servers?
No, they didn't. The point is I don't want a game that plays itself, and neither do any of my friends. They don't want this tab targeting stuff, right? Every single one of us is bleeding at the heart.
I don't understand how tab targeting plays itself. That's just ridiculous.
Because it's irrelevant. You're not playing the game; it's playing itself.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem I have.
Latency. I know about all the tech issues.
It's not latency. You have group of mobs. Which one are you hitting? How do I know which one you're hitting?
It shouldn't matter. You're shooting the thing that you looking at, man.
No, if you have a group of 5 orcs and they're all huddled around in a mass around, like, say, your tank, I don't necessarily know which one the tank is attacking. And if I attack something else, then guess what?
You want a conning system.
No, I don't want a conning system. That mob is going to jump off of that tank and onto me.
Yeah, and that's because it uses a friggin' lock-on or tap targeting system to recognize that you're trying to, it's so broken. I don't want to get into this
the fact that
because this is a fight I will fight.
No, because the AI takes care of that. You don't have to. The tab targeting doesn't do that. The mob knows that you just shot it with a fireball or an arrow, and the tank is not attacking it. You're attacking it. So basically what you have is chaos. There is no way to organize as a group because I don't know what targets you're on. I don't know what you're doing.
It shouldn't matter, dude.
Really? Yeah, it should, because if you have 5 people in a group, they're all attacking different targets, you're going to win.
That's okay.
That's bullshit.
It's called war, all right?
No, that does not work. That type of tactic does not work. So
you got to know exactly who's doing what with whose mom and everyone's dog.
That's the only way to organize a fight, because if you have to take down certain targets fast,
the biggest battle you ever
and everybody's on something else, you're gonna wipe.
Well, FPS is completely different than an MMO.
Man.
Yeah. Because you can't use tactics like that. It's not the same.
It's more about tactics and something like
because you're playing against people.
Yeah,
you're not trying to take down the boss mob.
Mental. Their mental. They're gonna do shit that you're not expecting, right? That's probably one of the best parts of it. I don't want to call it fighting another person, but matching wit would be more. Like a chess game. You know what I mean? I'm not a PvPer like that teabags people, right? I'm an honorable PvPer. That person that I killed fought the best he could, kind of PvPer. You know what I mean? I don't like people that are without honor, especially. Oh yeah, if there is any devs listening to me, which is fucking outrageous, I have a way to deal with aimbotters. I call it the dartboard. Basically, every gun has a spray on it. So if they hit every single shot on the dartboard, like right in the center, they're fucking cheating. All right? You know what I mean? If you shoot a shotgun and every single fucking thing comes back as a bullseye, they're fucking cheating.
You black out after a while. Okay, the last class that they revealed was the Tempest. With 2 blades or 1 two-handed blade, the Tempest dances across the battlefield and unleashes power of the winds and blasts of lightning. Yeah. Out to appeal to fans of action RPGs.
Yeah, my big question was, I have no clue what this is in reference to. I'm like, what game has this specific
I know exactly
class?
What they're talking about. Elements will have actual bearing. Will actually fucking mean something. Like if you get hit by fire, it should mean something. It should be like a dot that hits you over time, or if you get hit by water, it should push you back. Tempest is a lightning-oriented creature, I guess.
Right.
He's like a fucking lightning rod, right?
Mm-hmm. Right, but what I'm referring to is they're saying this would appeal to action RPG fans.
Yeah.
I'm kind of going, what RPGs?
Non-tab targeting RPGs. Sorry, guys.
There's no role-playing game that uses
brainwashed and
tab
conditioned
targeting
to believe that shit is fucking.
Yeah,
remember
but they're talking.
when you were a kid and
they're talking RPGs, pen and paper. They're not talking tab targeting. They're not talking online stuff. That's how I interpreted it, at least.
A Tempest is a fucking lightning rod, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, like lightning should stun, electrocute, cause paralysis.
Thor kind of thing.
Earth should, stun, knock you back, whatever, knock you down.
So you're talking about things I want to talk about. is the effects of different elements. Some mage picking up a big boulder and throwing it at someone, right? And then having like a ranger shoot it into the sky, and that's pure voxels. I just had to make that point that voxels can allow things that are really cool to happen, like blowing a fucking boulder into the sky. Just had to say that, there's more than meets the eye.
They might actually put that as like maybe a counter spell or a counter move. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, put up a fucking put up a wall, or have your fucking archers just looking for those mages that are throwing boulders, right?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm having the biggest geekasm of my life over this thing. It's like fucking me and Dave. It's like God connected us cerebrally, like when I go to sleep at night, I make my wishes, and the fucker makes it happen. This is fucking unbelievable.
Well, the show is winding down.
Right.
No, I'm just getting started.
We'll have to save for next week.
Oh, no.
The final thing we're going to talk about is the roundtable response, which was released just before we started recording the cast. It was about the day and night and should it affect the world. And they basically said what we said. So
Right. That it will be different. It depends on location, and AI will have a huge effect. Yeah.
Yep.
That's a simple one.
They keep relying and pointing to the AI, and I really hope that Storybricks delivers, and it is what they say it is.
Right.
Oh no!
I think
Check that company out, man. They're not full of shit, man. They're actually serious. Like
it's actually a company that they were going to create a game, and they couldn't get funding for their game, so they basically had created this great AI system, right? And they were like, "Well, we'll just sell this, and instead of our game."
Skynet.
So it should be awesome. Yeah. So I think what's going to set EverQuest next and even Landmark apart from any other MMO is A, the voxels, B, the AI system, what they can do, and the fact that there's not going to be static spawns is going to be freaking amazing.
Yeah, there's so many things that actually make. If they said they're just going to make a fucking, like, I got these emails about, I just want to reskin fucking, EverQuest 2. I don't want to see this reskinned crap, right?
Right.
A lot of people are getting sick of the same shit in a different package.
Right. But
oh god, yes.
I have to make a point. You don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. You keep what's good, and then you get rid of what doesn't work.
But our baby's good.
And then move forward.
Oh, it's the same old, if it works, don't fix it, right?
Right.
Because every intelligent person acknowledges what I'm saying. But goddamn, I love you. I love you, man. Why do you talk to me, man?
How much have you had to drink, exactly?
Make love to you. Oh, no, you guys are awesome, man. It's guys like you that make fucking this shit really cool, man.
Oh, well, thank you.
Really cool.
It was nice having you on the show.
Yep.
You make my heart break. I feel like a walrus or something.
But yeah, on that note, we'll go ahead and end the show. You can
no ending the show.
You can email us at nightbreedcast@gmail.com.
We need after hours.
Facebook.com/nightbreedcast.
D-Man's drunk from Canada.
And
so let's get the after hours show, brother.
Oh god.
Next time we have D-Man on the show, maybe he'll be a little bit more sober.
I'm fired.
It's like live action Strange Brew.
I'm so fired. Am I fired or what, man? I'm fucking fired. Dude, you're fired. Fucking Canadians, man.
Oh god, Eyes got the reference.
Yes, absolutely.
Man, even got it.
Oh my god, that was a great movie. Oh my
I love
god,
that movie.
Miss Piggy, man. I can't wait to play Miss Piggy.
Pick one of these
Oh
apes.
man, see something you like, baby?
Make sure to subscribe. There's a little box up there somewhere so you can click on to subscribe. If you're listening to the show, we do appreciate it. And there are chances in the future, as long as we get, what do you want to do? 100 subscribers? Then we'll start giving shit out. 50?
I don't know, maybe 75.
I'll be your bitch. I'm somebody's bitch.
Maybe we'll start talking about it between 50 and 75.
Okay, all right.
No, I want to be somebody's bitch.
Tell your friends, and you could possibly win D-Man as your bitch, your personal bitch for a day.
I'll be your bitch.
So, yeah, hit that subscribe button.
I'm so proud.
I'm pretty sure pimping is illegal.
Probably.
If you want an ogre baby, I'll be be a bitch, baby. Oh, do you see something you like? Big green titties in your face.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
I'm somebody's bitch.
You've been listening to the Nightbreed Cast with your hosts, Isa Drift and Avago. From all of us at the Nightbreed Studios, thanks for listening. And as always, thank you, Internet.